start in 5, 4, 3.
All right, welcome to the community team panel, everyone. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about what community management is, what it's like as a job, and a little bit about what things you might want to do if you are interested in getting into that. So I'm going to start by introducing, well, we'll have all of our panelists introduce themselves. We're just going to go down the line, and we're going to start with Emily.
Hi, I'm Emily Walpolier. I have been working at the company for coming up on 2.5 years, and I'm community support. I like to make videos, that's fun, and interact with the community, and that's about it.
Hi everybody, I'm
All right,
Ryu.
Ryu.
Want to see me on some of the other streams that have been going on here. I've been with Rec Room for about 1.5 years now. Just doing all sorts of different things. Been doing a bit of everything over that time frame, but I'm here now. We're doing RecCon and we're having some fun, so I'll pass it along.
Gamma?
Hi, I'm Gamma. I've been working at Rec Room for probably about 3 months now. I usually don't. I don't do too many things, I guess, out in the front, but otherwise, I kind of just help make sure that you guys have an enjoyable, time here in the game, and make sure that everyone is, just enjoying their time here. And I guess.
All right, Joker?
Hi friends, I'm Joker. I've been working with Rec Room for a little over a year now. I've done a bunch of different things. My responsibilities have shifted around as I've sort of taken on new things. I did a bunch of tutorial videos. A lot of people know me for some of the tutorial videos on the channel. But I also do a good bit of moderation work and testing stuff behind the scenes, and we can talk about that more later. But yeah.
Yeah. Atlas, do you want to introduce yourself too?
I think I can hear him though.
Hear you, Atlas.
I hear him.
Yeah, I can hear him.
I can hear him.
Barely. He's
Well,
quiet.
Ryu
he
needs to
doesn't
hear
have a
him
real
if the
role.
stream wants to hear him.
There.
Yeah, if Ryu's
Super
streaming.
quiet. Try now.
Try now.
On. It's gone.
She can't hear him. Great.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
Oh.
Okay.
That's everybody.
Atlas. He's been with us a couple months, and he's been doing some video content and stuff. As for me, I'm Mama Monkey. I have been here 3 years now. I'm Canadian. A lot of people don't know that. I am a mom, but I am not a monkey. Sorry to disappoint. All right, just a couple of housekeeping things. Voice roll-off's been turned down super low due to the amount of screaming when all of you excited people came in. Just one reminder, everyone on this stage does know how to ban people. They don't all do it, but they all know how. So, no shenanigans. All right, let's get it started. First thing I want to talk about for everybody here is how did you get onto how did you join the community team, and what do you think it was that got you noticed to get brought onto this team? Gamma, do you want to start off?
Sure. Yeah. No. I mostly really, I think what got me on the team was I mostly was just helping out a lot in game, as a Rec Center mod and on the Discord, and I think, just also some past experience with some other jobs I had before this, I think definitely helped me get, the position for sure, I think. So, yeah, that's what so. I don't know who next. Joker, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
I don't know. Everyone's
Yeah,
going
I did a lot of just finding things that needed help. I spent a lot of time on Discord, not as much as I do today, but I used to spend a lot of time on Discord, especially in the building channels, like in gadgets and building. Used to be called the circuit channel. Just listening to people's questions and teaching people stuff and helping people out with things. But also a little bit more generally than that, I helped out with moderation for some time before I started working with Rec Room. But And also, I made a lot of tutorial videos. I think what I did a lot of was just listening to people, finding out the things that people in the community needed, um, uh, things that, like, needs that weren't quite being met yet, and I just sort of contributed as much as I could and formed relationships with people that way. And I was glad to have the opportunity to do that as a more central position with all of you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that theremin that you built, like, really helped, because we're like, oh my god, somebody made a theremin! What the heck? That was pretty awesome.
Cool.
I think I could piggyback off of that one with mine actually. So
Yeah.
all right. So when I started playing in 2016, I was pretty enthusiastic about the game, and with all of the friends I was making and the memories I wanted to remember, I started to make videos on my personal channel, mostly my music videos, which gained a lot of attention back then, and the devs were all seeing it, the community was all seeing it, and I would also, in my free time, take pictures of avatars and then trace over them in like a image editing software. I use GIMP, and then I would give it to the people, and then everyone started making them their profile pictures. Like Carthage just changed
Those were so
his. We had
good.
it for years. I think Gribbly still has his. Alkmaar still has hers, and yeah, I don't really do that anymore, but I did that for a lot and gained a lot of traction. And I've been to a few events. I went to an event in 2016 that was like a kind of closed dev Q&A with some people. And just, I guess, another combination of being enthusiastic about the game, knowing who I was pretty early on. Yeah. So basically, I was really surprised when they approached me to see if I was interested. So
In case
here we
anyone
are.
missed it,
I
that
know
was-
for me as well,
Go ahead.
like videos was definitely part of it, because I did the minigame Monday series like way back in the day. And that was definitely like something that I knew they had seen, so they knew who I was. And just generally like being helpful in the community. And I also ran a bunch of events. I think the very first featured event way back in the day was one that I did. I still have a picture of it somewhere. It's like crazy how long ago that was and what events has evolved into these days.
Yeah, they're getting pretty crazy. That's kind of how I think I started with Rec Room too. When I was brought onto the team, it was kind of when I think the first Roomies event was going on. That was starting to be planned. I was on the build team for that at the time, kind of getting things organized and put together. So I think something kind of put me out there and on the map was just being able to help out with those kind of coordinations and events, along with the like kind of extensive customer service experience I've had. I guess including this job, like 6-7 years of customer service experience, which seriously adds up, guys. So having that experience in the workforce and translating that into what we have now is kind of what I think brought me to the team. I'm here now.
Yeah, I
doing-
will say
doing stuff today.
like people sort of like dismiss customer service jobs, but like
Mhm.
they
Yeah,
are actually
know.
super valuable. Like I have to say, like working as a cashier, like working in a
Oh,
fast food
gosh.
restaurant, all of that is super valuable because you learn how to deal with the public and like
I've done
deal
I've had
with
those
grumpy
jobs too,
people.
like
So
Yeah.
whether it was doing Walmart or being like just like a waiter like in the restaurant. Like yeah, I know that was definitely something I have a lot under my belt too in terms of like stuff, and that's definitely
yeah,
definitely don't
Yeah,
discount
I'll add on
anything
to
like
that,
that
too,
for
like,
sure.
I've worked a bunch of different kinds of jobs, and like a handful of them have been like I've done tech support, where phone support, where you're talking to a customer, you're talking to somebody who has a problem, you need to help them with their problem, you need to understand what their problem is.
Yeah.
That's been like those are skills I first
Yeah.
learned in those kinds of jobs, and I've done probably at least 3 or 4 or 5 years of that kind of work, and I definitely bring that to working for the community in Rec Room.
Yeah.
And then
all right,
there's me.
we're gonna.
But again, I was gonna
Go ahead.
say, Emily is the only one who flexed with the, I started playing in 2016. Just that
This is
little,
my
just
first
that comment.
No,
like,
I was gonna say that this is my first job ever. I have no experience on literally anything else. This is my very first job. So
Yeah, but you were
y'all
playing
always
in
like,
2016,
look at all
so.
this customer service. I've done all this with people. I've done nothing. Here I am, figuring it out as I go.
All right. Okay, I'm
You're
gonna
just
put
that
a pin
awesome,
in
Emily.
this topic just so that we get through all the stuff we have planned. What's
Yeah.
been your favorite part of working on the community team? And I'm gonna start this one off with Joker.
Sure. Oh, am I supposed to say dog meeting?
Yes.
Yes, the dog meeting. The
Yes.
dog meeting.
Explain what dog
Yes.
meeting
So,
is.
Yes.
okay, yes, explain the dog meeting.
Please do.
We do, yeah. I have something way more important than this to say, but we were joking about
Let's
this
talk
earlier.
about dog
So the-
meeting first.
You can't
Nothing's
forget
more
it.
important
we do
than dog meeting.
the community team does we do weekly meetings. We do voice chat, obviously, because we're all remote. For the maybe people aren't really aware of that. None of us are in Seattle. We visit Seattle sometimes, but none of us are in Seattle, so we have to meet remotely. Obviously, during the pandemic, we have to meet remotely too. We can choose to do video chat, but a lot of us do voice chat. I choose to do video chat, and at the end of meetings, especially if it's been a stressful week, I have 4 beautiful dogs, and I just kind of put them on the camera. Emily's got a dog. Mama Monkey's got a
Lily.
dog. Lily is amazing, and we just have a very short dog meeting at the end of our. We talk about moderation and all these heavy, complicated, difficult issues, and then we wrap up by just showing our dogs to each
Dogs.
other and how adorable they are. So
So we all freak out about
that's
it.
not my favorite.
Yeah,
Now,
That's
now
not
we'll
my
move
favorite
on
part.
to Joker's real answer.
My real answer is the community team is a bridge between you all in the community and the development staff we try to keep focused on doing the development and the designing and all of the getting Rec Room to work for you guys. And I really enjoy talking to people, experiencing Rec Room, experiencing the community of Rec Room, and trying as hard as I can to represent that experience to the development teams. It's always a good feeling to me to feel like I've made the developers understand what it's like to be a player and a user of Rec Room. So that's it's kind of a general thing, but that's my favorite. That's definitely my favorite thing. It's what makes me do it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I can kind of piggyback off of that because, I mean, it's kind of almost the same thing. I just, I didn't realize it gives me at first before getting this job just how much of an impact we have with, helping, kind of like what Joker said with the fact that, we help you guys kind of, bridge between the developers and you guys, but just, how much impact we have, on making sure that, you guys have an enjoyable time in the game, and just, that's the thing I like the most about being on this, team is just how much we get to, just how much that impact is that we have with that. So
Yeah. I know
Yeah.
one of my favorite things for sure is just hearing from players that Rec Room has made a difference in their life, right?
yeah,
And it
for
doesn't
sure,
even
yeah.
have to be stuff that we do necessarily, but just being part of the team that makes it so that people find friends that help them with anxiety or depression, and people with differing abilities find an accepting spot that they can just be themselves.
Yeah.
That stuff just
Or
It
during a
kills
global
me. I love
pandemic,
it so
being able
much.
to connect with people you weren't able to see
Exactly.
regularly when you.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
yep,
Otherwise
for
would.
sure. This has just been I know it's been really important for people during the pandemic to be able to feel like they're out of the house and around other people, and that's my favorite part for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm next, I guess. So, I keep mentioning videos, but it's true. Videos is one of the favorite things I do, just because I get to interact with really amazing and talented people. The hard thing's coordinating, but that's the worst part. But once you get to filming, it's just so much fun. It doesn't even feel like a job. I'm doing this and I'm getting paid and I'm having fun. I'm building people, making fun. I'm laughing my face off as people talk back and forth and build battles. And it's about what you said you help people. When I do my how-to videos, I have people coming up to me that's being like, "Oh, you did the video on how to do this and that. It really helped me." I'm like, "Aw, I did a thing." So it's so sweet. And I also love to do moderation because I'm good at it, and also interacting with my amazing, wonderful coworkers who are amazing and wonderful. If I didn't say that already.
Same.
Yeah.
Oh man. I feel the same about that too. The people in the community are super great. They're super lovely. I love working with everyone on this panel and people that are in the audience Atlas. But it's a lot of fun
Atlas.
working with everybody. I love hearing what everybody has to say, all the community, making all the friends that we do. It's super.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of awesome parts of this job. For you guys, what was one of the biggest differences between what you expected the job to be and what it actually is? I'm gonna make Ryu go first this time.
Okay. So I guess one thing I wasn't totally expecting is how much freedom I had when I kind of went into this kind of a experience and job, like with my experience that I used to have customer service and other workforce positions. Coming into this, where I just had the freedom to express my ideas, try to say like, hey, let's do this thing, and see what kind of comes from that is super super nice to kind of branch out, do some event planning like this, and uh, I think that's the one thing I wasn't totally expecting. I was planning to go in, just answer all these support tickets all day, and that's all this would be, and not being anything else. But it's not like that at all. There's so many different aspects that we handle, and I found that very different from what I expected.
Yeah, that's kind of the same thing I kind of thought too. I think is, I mean, because I knew that obviously, there's a lot of, support tickets and stuff like that. I knew that was part of it, and and like, dealing with other, moderation things. But kind of like, yeah, like what Ryu said, just there was definitely a lot more to it that I didn't realize, that we handle. That's just, definitely a lot more to the job, and it's a good change, good difference for sure. It just definitely, yeah, that was the one thing I didn't, I didn't know about basically when it came to like how much there was that we just kind of the community encompasses really in terms of like duties. So
yeah, like I definitely thought that it would, like these days I hardly spend any time on Discord, and I thought like at the beginning that I would spend like a fair bit of time taking care of Discord, but like there's so much actual work to do, whether it's like organizing stuff or like doing like long-term planning and like writing up bug reports. Like there's so much work. Good work.
Yeah, I'll piggyback
I
on
love
that and
it,
say,
but, yeah.
like if we're being honest, I any job if you take it seriously is going to be stressful at times. This job can be stressful, and I won't say I didn't expect that. I didn't expect it to be. It's stressful in the ways that it is stressful. Like this job is we try really hard to serve the community, and the community has a lot of needs, and the community team and the developers try and like make things work for the community as much as we can, but there's limits. We can't always do it. And we get to bring good news to people, like when fun updates happen, but there's a lot of bad news that we have to share with people, like, sorry, this isn't coming as quickly as we wanted. Sorry, this isn't working as well as we'd hoped. It's tough sometimes, and it takes something out of you sometimes to have to do that as frequently as it is. But everything else about it is rewarding enough to make it worth it. But that stress is there, and it's not something you really think about when you think about, working a part-time job for a cool video game company. And all the cool coworkers that I have make it easier.
All right, I left myself to the end for a reason, because my answer is boring. I had no expectations. I had no idea what to expect. I'm like, okay, I got this job. I tried to think, what am I going to be doing? Probably something to do with email. I don't know. Something to do with moderation, I guess, but I couldn't put anything together. And since, again, no experience. I was a babysitter before this, okay? Like, that's how I afforded this headset.
I mean, that's not entirely dissimilar from some of the
come on. I
Real
mean,
talk.
wow. Throwing shade,
Wow.
okay.
No. There's a lot of the time, like there's stuff that you have to sort of like keep an eye on, make sure it's going well. Like RecCon this weekend, right? Like how many of us were in yesterday morning to make sure like people were loading in and getting their gifts, and like the doors were connected in the right spot. Like it's not babysitting people, but it's babysitting projects,
Okay,
right? And
okay,
just
I
like
get what you
making
mean.
sure those get ushered over the finish line.
Anyway.
Anyways, okay. I took that to an awkward
I wasn't done yet.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm almost done. So it's just, when I came in, I'm just like, I'll figure it out when I get there. That's my motto in life, I guess. I'm not one for planning. I'm not one for pre-thinking. I'm like, for a lot of things, I just go right into it. So I'm just like, that's what I'll do. Winging has always helped me in the past. And I'm a slow learner, and it takes me a while to kind of get into the routine. But once I did, I was like, all right, it took me a while, but I'm here.
Yeah.
Also, to add on
Okay,
to
go
your
ahead.
thing that you said about Discord and about how like we thought that we would be on Discord a lot. Shout out to the Discord community mods to help us make sure that they keep the
Yes.
Discord moderated. They definitely help
Yeah,
a lot there. So
absolutely.
that,
Plus a
Any
million
of
to
our
that.
volunteer mods, like
Yeah.
seriously.
yeah, and the Rexo
Yeah.
mods, yeah, but
Because
just all of our community
the fact
mods.
that they're taking care of
all
that
of them.
means we have so much more focus to be able to do all the other stuff that we
Exactly.
need to do. I don't
I
spend
just
nearly
wanted
as
to
much
add
time on
that.
Discord as I thought I would,
Yeah.
and I'm glad that they hold it down for us.
I just wanted to add that real quick because I know I wanted to make that
Yeah.
shout to them. So
Yep.
but yeah.
All right. So for you guys, if somebody is interested in getting into community management, what skills do you recommend that people develop before they try and get a job in community management? And I'm going to start with Emily this time.
Oh, we're going with me again. Okay. All right. Well, I definitely think that you need to be comfortable around people, especially in a position of leadership. Like I do featured rooms filming every week with a group of people, and I have to learn to like assert myself and be like, all right, everyone, we're going here next. This is this many people, first come, first serve, and I rarely ever have to like kind of warn people if they're misbehaving, and no one ever hears that in my voice. It's just like you need to stop screaming. I mean it. If you keep doing it, you're gonna be kicked out of featured rooms, and it's like you gotta just assert yourself and interacting with the community. So just being social. And motivation. I know I have you guys talk about motivation since, especially for me, having ADHD sucks trying to self-motivate myself at home. But it's like, yeah, you get through it. But one thing that most people don't think about is confidence, which was a really weird, unexpected barrier for me when I first joined. And I was going in like, oh yeah, I got this job. This is going to be so great. Here's a reenaction of me in my first meeting. I was quiet the whole time, and I
How
would
many
never
people would have
like.
been in that first meeting? Just curious.
Not many. Exactly. That makes it
would've
even
been
sadder.
You and
Like-
3.
Four?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it was like we had Frogface and
4 or
Carthage
5.
then.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that was basically
Interesting.
it when we
Yeah.
were a thing. I would always ask permission to do certain things. Is this okay to do? Is this okay to say? And ask for help all the time. And I realized it's like, why can't I just do the thing? It's because I'm not confident enough. And I realized I got confidence in what I'm doing. Things were going okay. I'm now one of the first persons to speak up when I had something in my mind or something goes wrong. And I won't hesitate to put myself out there and be like, hey, this is a thing. We need to do the thing. So confidence.
I just want to add into something that you said there because it sort of brought something up for me, which was you said about asking for help. And like, honestly, being comfortable asking for help is a skill.
Not that's
and
a
it
bad
is
thing.
a super
Yeah.
important
I-
skill.
I agree on
like,
that.
But like all the time.
It is hard for a lot of people,
there's a
right? Like
difference.
they don't like to ask for help, but asking for help is like honestly one of the best ways to learn. And it's actually also good for your colleagues to like reinforce their knowledge because like you don't really know something unless you can teach someone else. So that's good for the other people on your team as well because it gives them the chance to like reinforce that knowledge. So
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, that's always a good thing, but I was like constantly asking. I realized that I couldn't do a single thing on my own. So that's where the confidence thing comes from. All right, continue.
Atlas is pointing at himself to you. No,
Atlas is
keep
pointing-
asking.
Don't worry about it. At the beginning, that's how it's going to be.
I asked
That
a lot in the beginning. I will own up to that. I did ask a lot in the beginning, but it helps me learn. So I mean,
Yep. Super important.
That being said, I
Go on,
would
David.
say that like my 2 things that I would recommend if you want to really try to get part of the community, and the 2 like major skills I would recommend focusing on too, is work ethic and patience. Work ethic is something that's super important when you're working on a remote job like this because you're alone, you're by yourself. You need to be able to motivate yourself to set your own schedule and do the work that you need to do to get the job done. It's very very much so like a project based, like you need to just get this done when it needs to be done, kind of deal. And there's situations where, like with Retcon, for instance, I've been working 12 hours the last couple of days because I just need to get this project done, and that's okay. But that's the kind of work ethic you need to have to be able to drive to keep going. Maybe not that crazy, but like a really good work ethic, right? And with patience,
just
you
be able
just
to be your own boss in terms of the hours, really.
exactly, yeah, and being patient
I've been
with others
killing
too.
Retcon.
It's
Like,
super- Thank you. It's super important with patience too, because you're interacting with so many different people all day long. It's very, draining. It's very a lot of people, like thousands of people, hundreds of people every day. So just being able to treat each interaction as a new one, brand new one. You just met this person. It's the first time talking to you. That type of patience, being able to handle that brand new interaction as a new interaction is super important.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
patience with people.
Like a
That's the thing.
Joker.
Yeah, for sure.
Patience.
I mean,
It's extremely important.
Something I work on.
I mean,
Go ahead, Gamma.
yeah, I can go. Okay, sorry, I wasn't sure who was going. I was like, but no, I mean, for me, the two things that I kind of, think that are definitely needed is, definitely being personable, because, again, since this is, kind of like a, role, at least with this role, at least, we're very much, in front of everyone type of thing. So, that's definitely one thing you need to have is being very personable and kind of, being willing to talk to people type of thing, which is true for any customer service job, really, at anything at that point. And also kind of, not being too, like, opinion on things, because, sometimes, it can come down to, your choice on things. So, sometimes you need to be very, not one way or the other and just kind of look at all the facts, really, type of thing sometimes. So that's one thing I would say as well, at least with, this job specifically. So, yeah. Thanks. You're gonna go.
Are you Joker?
I would say definitely in community management for an app or a video game, but also in general for any kind of customer service thing and kind of everything. Communication, like communication, and really closely tied to communication, I think, is empathy. It's hard to explain it unless you're in the middle of it, but talking to people in the community on Discord, here in Rec Room, or wherever, but also talking to people on the development staff and the design teams and in management. Like I said earlier, I think of our job as being a bridge between the community and the development teams, and that entails a lot of listening to both groups of people and mediating what the needs are of both groups of people. And you can't do that without listening carefully and hearing the words that people are saying, but also trying to figure out where they're coming from, where they're at and what they actually need. And that's where the empathy comes in, knowing why people are saying the things they're saying, and what needs to happen in order to address why they came to you. I feel like if I could generalize everything I do, it comes down to basically that, listening to what needs to happen from the people I talk to. Yeah, it makes the job way easier. Mistakes get made a lot less often when you can communicate effectively. When you're talking with somebody and you say, "Are you sure that's what you meant? Did you mean to say this?" And they might say, "Oh, okay, we almost miscommunicated there." Miscommunication is the cause of so many disasters. Not less in Rec Room, I like to think, because we all do a pretty good job communicating. But to me, that's the most important thing.
All these guys had such good answers, and I'm just spreadsheets. Honestly, there's way more spreadsheets than I thought. So it's definitely a skill you should learn.
That's a big,
if you're interested in community management.
I have learned spreadsheets, after I barely knew anything about spreadsheets, and I've learned from
spreadsheets are a very new thing, though.
Took an office class in college, not even knowing it would help me.
Hey, you don't even need to know tons of stuff inside and out, but get real familiar with Google Sheets, how do I, whatever. There's really good instructions out there, but just being generally competent with spreadsheets is super handy.
For
That's
any
where-
job
Should
that
have part of
is-
VLOOKUP.
I mean,
Both of you.
VLOOKUP. Thank God for VLOOKUP. Oh my God.
Yes.
You're supposed to
Yes,
index
that is
search. Come
true.
on. Index
But
search.
no, for any,
Okay,
for
now we're gonna
any
start
job, really,
fighting.
I mean, that
Okay,
might
okay,
potentially
okay,
use
alright.
that might
Well,
potentially use
let's move
spreadsheets.
on. Let's continue.
All right, all right.
Each other.
Okay. One last sort of silly, goofy question before we move on to audience Q&A. What's the strangest, funniest, or oddest part of the job so far? I'm gonna start with Gamma.
Okay. So the one thing that I think has always been kind of the funniest, thing that I've seen on this job, at least, is just always all the new ways that people are coming up with trying to get around the system of, the bad words or bad names. Just the ways that they've tried to go around it. I mean, I won't go in detail, obviously, of what those ways are, but just
Yes,
the
please,
ways
please don't do that on live
No,
stream.
do
I won't.
Yeah.
No, I won't. Of course I
Just gonna
won't. I
scan
didn't
the
plan
audience
to.
to see if we have anybody in
didn't
here
plan to.
who's
I didn't plan
particularly
to.
clever.
But I didn't plan to. But basically, yeah, no, something like that. That's kind of the funny thing I've always noticed, just the ways that people cleverly think they can get away with it. Like we won't be able
Yeah.
to tell what it is at all.
Yeah, I will say, this is something I did not expect at all. I use Urban Dictionary on like an almost daily basis. Like, if you think your name is gonna fly under the radar, but it's on Urban Dictionary, like we're gonna find it
That's- good luck.
if somebody reports
luck.
you
We
for
become
it. So
More cultured in a
yeah,
bad way.
so that's definitely like Urban Dictionary is a professional resource for me, and that's pretty
That's
weird.
something I never thought I would ever hear. Someone saying Urban Dictionary is a professional resource.
It is now.
I know,
It's
I know,
like,
I
I'm
know
just
what
like,
it is.
this
It's
looks
just-
bad,
it's just-
but I
it's
don't
a funny
know.
thing to hear. That's all. I mean, I know what it is.
Type.
It's just it's
Oh.
funny to hear. That's
Oh.
all. That's all. It's funny to hear. Like,
Oh,
I guess I
Andy, I want your answer. Are you off looking at your
Oh.
cute dogs?
I was drinking tea. Yeah.
Okay.
So, where's my maker pen? I keep doing that. I guess my funny tidbit about working probably anywhere in software, but definitely for a gaming app like Rec Room is and dealing with both community and like people who are software developers is how much vital communication, like important communication, depends on choosing like the exact right emoji for what you're saying or reacting to what's been said
That's
with the
all you
correct
do in
emoji.
meetings. It's just an emoji.
Okay, well, yeah, no, that's just me being stupid. But no, for real, like on Discord, like if you're writing an announcement and like sometimes it's a sensitive-ish subject or like you're breaking some bad news, like I said, like if you do a lot of communication and you want to get the message across like with the right tone, you don't want to sound like you don't want to sound the wrong way. You got to pick the right emoji, and it's the same. It's talking to the community, but also talking with developers. Like we're trying to get stuff done. They're busy. Like I want to make sure that I'm using their time effectively, and I want them to
Yeah.
know like what I'm saying. And like the best way to do a lot of that is using the right emoji.
Gotta use your time effectively. Emojis.
It's a science.
yeah.
I guess I can go next. Okay. So this is gonna sound super pretentious, but I'm sorry, I don't mean it to be. It's one of the weirdest things about this job, especially ever since I started doing YouTube, is that people recognize me. Okay, this is very strange. It's like I knew this was gonna happen. I'm making YouTube videos for the official channel. I knew this was coming. But when I go into the rec center, it's like, and the funny thing with that is that I always compare it to how I was in high school. What are you? Anyway,
Joker's being Joker.
okay, cool. Anyway, comparing to how I was in high school, I was completely nobody. Nobody knew who I was, except if you could like, I guess pinpoint who I was in high school. It was the Harry Potter obsessed girl that reads books all the time and had knee problems because I dislocated my knees a couple times in school. Other than that, people felt bad for me. But other than that, not popular at all. Blended into the background. No one ever noticed me, and it was really strange. I was just used to it. And when I come into here, suddenly being thrust into a spotlight in a giant community and becoming a known person, I don't understand it, and I never will. Like, it's just, people know who I am, and I don't get it. Like, my brain doesn't understand. But thank you for watching me, and thank you for coming to say hi to me. I just questioned. I'm like, this is so weird. How? Yeah, that's a thing. And also a smaller funny thing is that when people send in ban appeals saying, I didn't do anything wrong, and I'm like, oh, look, I'm the one who reported you. That was me. Lies!
That's always funny. Just like,
I
I know
just
you're
like
lying.
laugh to myself, like, you think you
Can
could get
confirm.
away.
When you're
Not
submitting
happening.
a ban appeal ever, like don't say that you didn't do anything because there's a really good chance that either like probably one of us saw you do it and your appeal is just straight up done if you're
Or
like,
they
I
try and
didn't do
tell you.
anything and we saw you.
They try and change it up, like, oh, this person said, I'm gonna ban you now. I was like, I didn't say a word. And like, they try and
Yeah.
change the story. Ah,
Yeah,
it's so funny.
it's true.
How about you,
Okay.
Ryu?
Funny things that I would say. Let's see. I think probably the one thing that I'm like find super funny is just I'm starting to see a lot more of these memes come out from the Raccoon Memes channel of like all these different things. A lot of them happen to be about how dead my face is, which is just always sad all the time. I don't know what's going on, chat. But like if you want to, here you go. All right, thank you.
Also, Ryu pointing weapons at people.
Oh yeah, pointing weapons at people. That's my favorite thing too. Right, Emily?
Yeah,
You would know this very well.
just too many.
All right, that's all I've got planned for us. We're gonna open it up for Q&A. Alice is managing that,
Alice,
I
got microphone.
guess.
Stream chat as well.
Yes.
If you guys want to stream chat,
If you
or
got
things,
questions,
that's okay.
put your hands up.
And we'll pick from
Just
there.
want
Well
to say
said,
that
versus we
the
can
memes
hear it
about
all,
Ryu
everyone.
are the best as well.
I'm seeing one
They
back
are.
Just want
there.
to say they are fantastic.
There's someone. Is that someone behind Mr. G? Who's that? Is that Chris back there?
NDM Gaming, Alien, I see.
I see
Gordon
Ch-
Freeman back here.
I see Trist over here behind Mr.
Wait,
T
Gordon
right here
Freeman
in the
is
middle.
here?
Yeah, Gordon
Yeah.
Freeman is here.
Hey,
He's
pick a
my best
person
friend.
and they can come down here and.
You pick a person, Alice.
Oh yeah, we've
Okay,
got
uh,
Xbox the
I'm
slot.
gonna pick Alien VR because he's sitting super
Alien
nicely
VR.
with his hand up.
Alright,
Oh, and
come over here.
Alien VR, then Gordon Freeman next.
So,
To
yeah,
Atlas.
Alien, come over to.
Yeah, it's over
Yeah,
to
to the
Alice.
X.
I don't know about that.
So
Aliens and
X,
Gordon
okay.
Freeman don't typically mix very well.
Let's just see what happens.
Uh,
Wait, so what is the question, like, relative to? Like, what kind of questions?
okay.
Whatever you, I guess,
Whatever
you
you want.
Oh, okay.
Don't
Yeah.
have something that'll get you banned because we have you live on stream and we can definitely get the evidence.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I was just
Okay,
wondering
cool.
if I could have a picture with Atlas after this.
Okay, Alice says yes. All right, where's Gordon Freeman?
There you go.
You gonna come over,
There you go.
come down over
Okay.
here to the X?
Like,
Oh,
like,
I think you
Oh,
need to leave the
the
microphone.
mic.
Oh,
Alien,
yeah,
leave
leave the mic
microphone,
behind.
over there. Over there.
Oh, did I? Oh,
Or-
sorry.
Yeah, no, you're all
Yeah,
good.
walks to your hand. That's neat, isn't it?
Hey, you're good.
Yeah.
Okay, I have two questions for you guys. So, first question, what has been like the hardest like the hardest part of your community position? Like the hardest thing that
Oh.
you've experienced?
For me, delivering bad news. I hate delivering bad news. And
Yeah.
whether it's like, hey, this update that was supposed to come out today isn't coming out, or like, hey, we broke your contest
sure
stuff right at the end of the contest.
I
So
got-
bad.
I gotta get an answer for that too. We try to ship updates every week, and usually we've been doing them. It's not a guaranteed thing, but we usually do them like Monday nights, Tuesday nights, and it's usually later in the evening. And a lot of us, not all of us, a lot of us are like either like farther East Coast U.S. Some of us in Europe, and it's usually like 11 o'clock. And sometimes they'll just be everything catches on fire. You know, we've released an update that either things are broken and people are angry about, things aren't broken and people are angry about. Discord just kind of goes up in flames, and it's, you know, we're trying to get to bed for the night, and then it's like, oh well, I guess we're gonna be staying up for the next few hours.
Makes me think of the meme of the dog with the cup and there's fire around him. He's just
Yeah,
like,
oh,
this
yeah.
is fine.
This is
This
fine.
is fine.
Continually that me, yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, I would say the one thing that I'm
Gordon, did you have
having-
another? Oh,
I want to chime in too. I have something too. Something that I'm like having some like big struggles with is work-life balance. It's really hard to do that when you're doing multiple jobs. So I work a regular 40-hour like week job on top of this. So when stuff like comes up where it's you know, conflicting schedules or stuff of that nature, it's really hard to balance out the personal life and regular work life. But we're making it work. You know, seeing how we can do. But that's one of my personal struggles.
yeah. Ryu's gonna nap for the next week straight. Except for
You
Bye,
deserve it.
everybody. I'll see you later.
Without getting into
Gordon, what was your other question?
oh, okay.
Okay, so do like any of you like watch like any motorsports, like NASCAR, IndyCar, Formula One, anything that counts? So, like,
I used to watch a fair bit of Formula One, but it's sort of
Yeah.
Nerd.
the group that I watched it with. Yeah.
It's the nerdiest
Wait, what was the
motorsport.
exact question?
Yeah.
I don't think I heard it
Do-
correctly.
Do any of us watch any motorsports like Formula One or
Okay, yeah,
NASCAR or
okay.
whatever?
Oh no, I don't. I'm not a sports
I-
person.
I don't watch any like motorsport stuff now.
yeah, I'm a huge fan of.
So
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of NASCAR. So.
I have watched it a few
cool.
times.
Okay, so this isn't
but-
leading up to go-karts?
Not until you brought it up, Joker.
Where's the
Custer
Q&A
Joker.
bingo? We got to cross go-karts off.
Wait, who was next though? After Gordon? Was-
Well,
I
dogs.
don't think we
Oh,
said
dogs
anybody
everywhere.
off of-
Oh no,
off-
I'm
off
so.
of-
Hold
I hear
on.
dog.
After Gordon. Alice, do you want to pick somebody? I think I see Father David and DM Gaming. They both have questions. Gordon, do you want to drop the mic?
Mic drop
Just
moment.
mic drop.
Nice.
Well, they're
who's
setting
that?
up
Right,
for the
let's get
question.
NDM
Uh,
Gaming. He's being super patient.
While that's setting
Wait,
up for the
when
next
the
question, I
mic-
just want to
let's-
answer the stream chat. We are reading some questions from there as well. One of the questions is, will there be a RuckCon in 2021? Very, very likely.
I mean, how
We'll
about
see if
this
we can
one?
maybe
I mean,
sort out the instanced event issue. I'm gonna see if I can get that pushed to
Okay,
like
hello,
the
yeah, that was
top
meant to be a
list.
mic drop, not a mic like throw. Jesus. Alright, who was NDM Gaming? Here you go.
I think you're gonna
yeah,
Indiana.
NDM
Yeah.
is next.
Alright. So can y'all hear me?
We gotta.
Okay, so my question is, can Joker, Ryu, and Emily be friends with me?
Who?
You cut
Seems like
out
a very...
Power play.
all of us.
Absolute power
Power
play.
play.
Oh god,
Are you gonna
chat?
deny him on
Oh,
stream on
NDM,
video?
your mic is getting feedback. Can you drop the mic for a second? While we do really like to be friends with a ton of people in the community, it does actually get to the point where our friends list is overwhelming. I have probably at least 100 friend requests waiting, and I already have 648 pages of friends. Not 648 friends, 648 pages. So I'm well over like 3,600, probably over 3,800 friends already. So while we would love to just be friends with absolutely everyone, it can get really overwhelming. Sometimes we have to limit it just to people that we need to actually interact with for work purposes, just so that we can actually find people when we need them, unfortunately. So
Mhm.
Here's
How
what
yeah,
about
we can
that?
do.
everybody sort of
If
sets
you want to
their
run
own-
into us,
Oh,
or anybody in Rec Room who you want to like spend more time around, you don't have to be friends with them right away, but join a club that they're in. Like, we're always working to improve the club system. So if you want to run into people, play the same rooms that they're playing in and join the same clubs and do the same activities.
Okay, and that
Um,
being said, separately
oh.
from this as well, for me personally, I just want to make a point. I'm trying to make it a meme that I have like the most friends. So like I'm accepting all friends requests. I'm up to 6,000 and I have 1,300
no.
pages
My gosh, were you?
of friend requests.
Um,
So I'll get to them
What's
gonna
soon.
happen
We'll
when
be
you-
over
Well.
10k soon.
You've heard it here first. If you want to be
There
friends
better
with a
be an over
community team
9,000
member,
moment,
just
too.
add Ryu.
It'll take
I'm
a
the
while.
complete opposite. I'm sorry. I'm really restrictive with who I add. It's mostly because I like to know who's coming online when I get the notification. If I don't know, I get frustrated. Who is this person? So that happens all the time. And I'm sorry, I have to see you multiple times and establish a connection that I remember you for me to add you. It's just also a preference of mine. So I don't accept friend requests. I can't even see friend requests. So yeah, but if you come see me, I'm totally down to say hi and take pictures. And yeah.
Hey Emily.
Yeah.
Hey friends.
Who are you?
Say no.
Were you? Aw, that's right.
Alright.
Report a murder.
I think Soul
Nailed
Fox
it.
Gaming has a question. Do we want to get Soul Fox?
Yes. Yes.
Soul Fox Gaming? Alright.
So folks, hear
And then
this.
should we do pointing fingers after?
Sure, sounds good.
Hi there, big fan of your work.
Oh, it actually is you!
Same.
Yeah.
Yes, it is
I've
actually
seen like
Soulfox,
15
yes.
this weekend. I wasn't sure. Okay. Hi, Soulfox.
Yes, it's actually,
Hey,
it's actually
Momoki, how you
Soulfox,
doing?
yes.
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I was just going to ask, out of all of you, who has been out to the Seattle office, and if you have been there, what is your favorite part about it?
Ah,
Oh, the coworkers! I miss my coworkers so much. Like just all the people that work at Rec Room are awesome. And like it is like honestly, it fills my heart to go out to the office, get to like see and hang out with all the people that I work with that I don't generally get to see because I live in Canada. And just like I always come out of those trips feeling just like completely like filled up and ready to go again, right? Like anytime that I'm like the job starts to like get a little frustrating or overwhelming, like if I have a trip to Seattle coming up, I know I'm coming out of that like 100% refreshed and like ready to attack everything again.
it's just us two, right? Who's actually been to the office, right?
True.
What
I had a chance. I had a
Aw.
chance, but I couldn't
Yeah.
go.
I know.
Pandemic.
Prevented
Okay,
me.
so
I
I've
haven't had a
been.
chance.
We try to go to
What,
Seattle once in a
twice
while, but
to-
pandemic has like
Yeah.
mixed that.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh, the first trip I ever took by myself was the first summit that I did back in 2017-ish, I believe. I forget. No, it was 2018 because I didn't start working until 2018. I'm an idiot. So it was then, and oh my gosh, like I felt like such an adult. I don't feel like an adult. I'm 22, but I don't feel like an adult. And when I was going there by myself, I was so excited. Getting on the plane, so excited. Getting on the lift there, so excited. And then I got in and I freaked out and I hugged everyone. And it's just well, we haven't seen the new office, but since pandemic began, but the old one, it's just such a happy environment, and it's bright and it's colorful. Everyone is happy, everyone's saying hi, everyone's like, oh hi, it's nice to meet you, who are you in game, what's your name? And it's just being able to meet the people that you work with was, oh my gosh, the last summit. So Forever Summer Skies in the audience. She's a dev. There she is. So
Oh God.
one of my
Sorry, Corey.
one of my favorite memories. The first moment of the second summit, I run up the stairs. She's fine if I say her name. I say Corey, and then I hug her. It doesn't matter what she was doing. It was literally just I stopped and I hugged her as soon as I got up the stairs. And I love the office. I miss it so much, and it just like my monkey said, it fills my heart every time I go, and it just makes me feel like I'm so lucky to just have this opportunity to be able to do this. Like, this is a great question. Thank you, Soulfox. As you can see, I get very passionate about
I was
these.
just going to say,
Yeah.
I've seen pictures of it. It looks phenomenal. I would love to actually see it in person one day.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see the new one. I can't wait.
Awesome.
There we go.
I think we
To
said
extend that
painting fingers. Like, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You have time for
No,
one
and
more
while we're getting
question.
them down, I'll say like in general, like oh wow, Tim Cook is here. So in general, just like the outside of going to the office, let's extend this for COVID-19 times. Outside of going to the office, like Rec Room does a pretty good job of like getting us all to be social with each other. Community team, it's very easy because we all play Rec Room together. Like we see each other all the time. But as for the developers too, like we they try and organize things and have little meetups where we can chat, play games with each other, spend time, be human beings, not just coworkers. Find ways to relate to each other. And there's just a lot of people that are like, it's a really great moment when you start to feel like, okay, these aren't just people I work with. These are gamers who, these are people I can connect to because they play video games, and I'm not just the nerdy kid in the room who plays video games at my job anymore. All of my coworkers are that.
Hey, Joker.
That's a good
We're all
feeling.
nerds.
When do you want to play
Yeah.
Among Us
All right. I
next?
think
We should
painting
play Among
fingers
Us.
was the other one.
Yes,
and that's
we should.
our painting fingers is going to be our last question, I think.
Kind of sus,
Oh
honestly.
no, it wasn't painting
No?
fingers. Atlas, do you remember who it was?
It was pointing fingers.
Oh, pointing fingers. Sorry.
There they are.
I couldn't see
That's
you were
why they were
so
shaking their head.
Are you on push to
Any
talk?
question? I was just waiting.
Oh, okay. Pointing
okay,
fingers didn't have
hi.
a question. They were just waiting.
Oh, that's worth a
All right,
cheer
we
anyway.
should
Okay.
be wrapping up the stream
Uh,
as it is. So if you,
Oh.
if
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
Uh,
I'll stick around for a few minutes to answer questions if people have other
I have a
questions.
question.
But... Okay, what's your question?
Favorite Rec Room original quest?
Oh,
Not
Well,
laser tag.
Cauldron, obviously. Cauldron.
Yeah, not. Yeah,
Not
I'm
laser
pretty
tag.
fond of Cauldron.
I said
Jumbo
quest
Trap is the
specifically,
one that
but we
made me fall in love with Rec Room, but I love Cauldron.
Right, agree.
Okay.
Cauldron.
Were
What about
you-
you?
Yeah,
If I played Rec Room Original Quest, I
Um,
would tell you, but I
I would say
don't.
I'd probably
Just
do
laser tag?
Cauldron, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We all love Cauldron here
I'll
in the
say
community
Cauldron
team.
too, yeah.
All right, I'll be
And
different
what-
then. Jumbotron, guys, let's go. Laser tag is part of it, therefore
Yeah.
it's
What's
good.
yours, Joker?
I still say Tron because yeah, I'll say Tron, but Cauldron's real close. Cause
Yeah.
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 Jumbo's the one that made me fall in love with Rec Room. Anyways, okay. We're gonna wrap it up there for the stream at least, just because there's other things that we need to stream today. Want to thank everybody for tuning in, everybody in the room for showing up, and that wraps up the community team panel. All right.
Thank
much for joining,
you.
guys.
Thanks for coming.